Hi, my name is Holly. Here at CBA, I teach an SAT test prep class. I have a bachelor's in linguistics from UW-Milwaukee, and I also went back to school to get certified to teach here in the United States, and then kind of veered off into tutoring because I prefer that. So today I am going to give a quick overview of what I do here at CBA. As you can see behind me, we use this interactive website from my SAT course. It has a corresponding student book. Up here you will see this is broken down into different sections. We generally start with reading since that is the most difficult, and then writing, and down at the bottom there is math. On this website, the students can access each one of these units individually. You'll see various colors. The green means that they answered all of the questions correctly. As the shades get more towards red, that means that they answered fewer questions correctly. When this bar is full, it means all enrolled students completed all of the activities in that section. As you can see, none of the bars are full, but we do have students, obviously our year was cut short, so it is understandable that we didn't make it through everything. On this, mine is the instructor view. The students have access to additional activities such as worksheets and quizzes that I can design. And we can also, I believe, get a class summary of the work that has been assigned, which students have completed it, and how many. Parents can access this website as well. In our day-to-day lessons, we do the reading activities from this site. So if I assign a reading, they will access that, usually by clicking on the homework. And then on their end, it will load the physical reading. We generally will either read as a group if we are in large group form, or if it's one or two students, they read independently and we will stop and ask for questions. When we are doing an overview, I like to go through the readings myself and make little additional worksheets. This worksheet is just an example of various types of questions that they will see. We would do this as an introduction at the beginning of the school year so they can get more familiar with the questions that they'll see in here. This is adapted from a 4-page section in the book. We also do vocabulary activities, which some of them come from the book. This is an example of essential words, which they're words that they see across the different questions in the reading section, in the grammar section. I did make a similar one for math. Unfortunately, I could not print it. When we do the individual readings, I will go through the reading. If I find vocabulary that I feel they are not going to be familiar with, I go ahead and I print those words and give definitions. We do this as a quick little introductory 5-minute activity. The students do this individually. We go through it as a group. Usually this helps them to better understand the reading. If they don't know the words ahead of time, this helps them say, hey, I know what this means now. So then we don't have to spend as much time going through the reading after. That vocabulary activity comes from a reading in here. After we start with the vocabulary, if we are in a group form, we would popcorn read. I would initially start. I would have them read the title, who wrote it, and then ask them, hey, what do you think this is about? We'd spend maybe 2-3 minutes getting a quick overview of what they think. And then we would popcorn read through the whole reading, stopping as needed for comprehension. And when we get done, we summarize. After this, if I feel that they have understood the reading, they then answer the questions individually. It's usually 10 to 12 questions. They complete that in here. And when they have entered their answers, the computer will automatically tell them what they got right and wrong, and it will give them the correct answers. If they'd like, they, on the student end, have the option to play a short video that explains how you get to the correct answer, which is really, really nice, because then they can watch that at their convenience. We don't have to go through and explain with each question with each student. So this would show you, like this shows on my end what they entered. And if it's red, that means they got it wrong. If it's green, that means they had it correct. They can only access their own scores. Obviously, they cannot access other students. I do have access to that since I have all these students enrolled in my account. And again, if the students do not have access to this, I do print out additional copies so that they can take notes and then write as needed for their answers. So overall, I really love working here at CBA. I myself have worked abroad twice, and it's really fun for me to work with the international students. I think it's great that they have the opportunity to come do this. I would have loved having the opportunity to be a student in another country at their age. I enjoy working with them, especially when I get the chance to do it individually, because then I really get to know the kids. CBA, I think, is really, really cool. I think it's awesome that they can live here and just experience the life. And I honestly am honored to be able to have the opportunity to work with all these kids. They have a great amount of potential, and their English is just outstanding for the level that I would have been at in their shoes in a different country. I'm just so impressed with all the kids, and they're just so much fun to work with.